Father, we cannot hear you. You are muted.
Okay, sorry, my dear. Okay, it should work now. I was saying that in finding this, that there is no end to this, within which all of this experiencing is happening, is the discovery of this one consciousness, one being, as we say. Okay? So very often this is misunderstood. And we say that, oh, being is here and being is there inside you, being is there inside you. It's not like that. All of this is arising within being, including the space between bodies and the bodies themselves.
There's actually the only thing that is really arising
Yes.
inside the beingness is the body, this body, because
Where is this body arising?
only through the senses of this body. So
if you close your eyes, you still have imagination. Imagine this body sitting in front of you with senses.
I guess I mean the actual phenomenal world, because the thoughts,
What about dream?
it's in the mind as well, in thoughts.
What is the difference between dream and this in terms of how you really experience it?
The difference is that there's actually a physical, it's like a different dimension of there being a physical body.
In the dream, you don't have a body?
It's not of like matter, it's more within the mind.
It's the same. But let this be an insight that comes to you organically. If it comes, it's okay. It's not a
That you
required
don't feel
insight.
pain the way that you feel in this body in the dream.
Yes, you do. I've had the very direct experience of the same pain in a dream.
I've never felt pain in a dream. It's like
it's a fallacy, you know, that
you
pinch
can,
yourself and you'll wake up. You can pinch yourself and feel pain in a dream also.
but you can recreate the feeling of pain in the mind, like, and suffer it in a way, maybe. But I don't know. I've never
In
experienced
my
that.
experience, I find no difference between how a dream is experienced and how this realm is experienced.
I'm never conscious enough in dream state to really look into it.
You feel that only after waking up. But it's okay. Like I said, this is not the core of the pointing. It's not important to say this world is a dream or something. It's okay. The core of the pointing continues to be that there is no person here. There is a sense of presence here which I can find no boundaries for, and everything seems to be experienced within this presence. And there is awareness even of this presence, which is completely untouched even by the presence or absence of this presence.
I guess the little thing I was trying to clarify is like the feeling of presence in the body
Yes.
is still not the presence. It's that's just like that's just something, another energetic thing being perceived in the presence.
Yes. Yes.
But still, when like for example Guruji speaks about the vibration of presence,
Yes.
that vibration can actually only be felt in the body.
Yes, so it is the same. The sensational, energetic experiencing of the presence seems to be interlinked with the body.
Yes.
But when I ask you, can you stop being? And suppose that there was no energetic sense felt, but yet being is here, isn't it? So we must not confuse the energetic byproduct, the sensational arising, the sense of arising of the presence which is locally experienced, to be the presence itself or being itself.
Presence is more.
It's just the evidence of presence, not the presence
You can't
itself.
even say anything about presence.
Yes.
You can only say the difference between like waking up
Exactly.
That's the only, but you can't
You can only
define
say
it.
that it is the sense that I exist or I am.
When it says, when you say like I exist or I am, there's a sudden feeling like boom, like here,
Yes.
but that's perceived.
That's also perceived within your existence. It's not that now you become only there, isn't it? You're outside of
Yeah.
that as well. You see, you say that it's felt it's only within this, but to be able to say it's only here means you know that there is outside of here also. Where is that? To say presence is only here means that there is the presence of something which is outside of this localized space also. You see, that's what I'm saying.
I guess I'm trying to say
How
is,
many have I lost now? So I say that she said that presence seems to be localized to only here. You see? But that itself implies that there is a presence of something which is outside only this.
there's nothing we can say about presence, not even this vibration,
Yes.
and even this, yeah,
We can call it the primordial vibration, which is not this energetic movement.
yeah, yeah.
What does it mean, primordial vibration? When we say Om or I am, this is like the first phenomenal root, the in appearing within that which is non-phenomenal awareness. There is no sense of anything at all there. You cannot say anything about it. And then the first arising is just the sense that I exist, I am. Now, within this, all sensations, vibrations, energetic movements, all of that happen. That's why this is called the primordial vibration. This sort of energetic movement can be called more primal energy or primal vibration. It's okay, let's not get too much into terms.
Nothing else is coming up for the moment. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Yes.
So, just now when you were talking about the difference between dream state and waking state, uh, and it hasn't been totally experienced where like the pain can be also felt in dream state, but that's okay. But in it seems uh, anything that wants to be created, if you're very conscious, like you can create a whole scenery, and then like have a have a body that can fly through the scenery.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to just have the physics of the waking state reality.
Yes.
But you're saying it's the same.
Yes.
So now I would just like to, I don't know, see how your experience is with
That
this.
who is the creator of that? You say we can create.
Yeah.
Is it Mikey?
It would just the mind, the consciousness.
The mind
It's
is
the
just
same. The mind and consciousness, same.
yeah. So let's define properly so we don't have confusion.
Okay.
The mind, the way I define, is just a bundle of thoughts and similar energies like imagination, memory, these kind of things.
Yeah. So okay, not the mind,
Yeah.
because that's not there. I feel
Yes.
in dream state at least.
Well, you don't have
I
thought.
recall. No, that's what, like, the dreams to me are very fleeting, and like there's not much impressions left.
It can be like that. There's no way I can validate what dreams I experience there, but
Yeah.
I can tell you from my experience. I also used to say that there are other recurring lives which are going on in dreams, you see, which I can see. I mean, there's one guy who, this land story. Many of you know this land story. There's one guy who had a piece of land, and it used to be overrun by animals, so he built this fence, and now many years have passed and he's built like a house on it. One day he came to the house and he found people who were sleeping over there, who were not the owners of the house, so he had to. This is a long running, many years story. No, and I see this. I revisit this guy. I don't know what the name is. I wish there was some lucidity there at that time to be able to say, I want to remember the name of this guy. So when I tell the story of this one in the satsang, I say this guy is called this one. You see. So, but this one feels completely real. In fact, when sometimes it comes like that, and I see the beings around him, I say, and suddenly there was a waking up and coming to this realm. I say, no, those were my family. Those were more familiar. What is this? No, like that. You see. So everything which experiences, this one also seemingly experiences. Yet none of them actually are the real I. You see. So, but it's okay. We don't have to see this world as a dream. Let that happen on its own. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's happening, and there's something like that would like the same like physics in like the dreaming state to be here, where I could just kind of, and it happened in a satsang one time where this kid tried to just fly, and like he like it got the idea that it's a dream, this is dreams, so why can't I just go out and fly around like
Because
this?
there's still a misunderstanding about the I.
Yes.
It is like the dream body saying that that dream body should have control over the dream. The dream character wants to get control over the dream.
Ah, yes.
So Mikey, which is the dream character, can then say, okay, it's my dream. No, it's not Mikey's dream. It's not even this dream body's dream.
Mikey doesn't
It
need
is consciousness's dream. Or consciousness's projection. Okay.
So lucid dreaming phenomenal.
Yes, of course.
So the one who thinks that they're controlling the dream,
Yes.
that's also seen.
Yes.
And the same with, say, in this realm,
Yes.
manifestation.
Exactly.
It's
All this
just a
creative
play of-
visualization and
it's
manifestation.
just- Oh, that really needed to be clarified
Yes.
here.
There's too much doership in creative visualization or manifestation. That's not a secret. The secret is the worst secret. You get in trouble.
This huge, like,
There's too much ego in the sense that I should be able to create and manifest things in my. And we don't know what's good. Even speaking phenomenally or personally, we don't know what's good for us. So suppose this non-existent person had some power to manifest, which itself is a contradiction. But suppose, then I say, okay, there's a better story actually, where this guy actually said he probably read some secret or something, and he sat and he's visualizing $6,000. He's visualizing notes, texture of the notes, what they'll feel like, everything like that. And energizing with full attention and belief like the $6,000. Then, I mean, it's a story, I don't know whether it happened, but it's a nice story. So then maybe next day, he was out in his Ferrari and he crashed the Ferrari and it had to be sold as scrap for $6,000. He got his $6,000. Was it good? Ultimately, it was also grace, but maybe it was an important lesson to learn that if we have this idea that the mind can never know what is good and or what should happen, then that is false. And this whole idea of creative visualization and manifestation relies on this idea that the mind can come up with what is best. It's not true. You see, it could be that you have the perfect partner, you visualize the perfect partner, but you have the most unhappy life because of it. You manifest billions of dollars, but you don't smile ever again. You don't know these things. The mind definitely doesn't know these
Question. Is it possible in the dream
things. How
state?
did this thing turn around to me now? So smart all of you are.
Is it possible to contemplate in the dream state? Because in my own case, it feels totally out of control. Maybe so dreaming really is, if that means to have some control. But have you, as you're more and more, it doesn't mean that I'm expecting the experience to be here, but I'm just curious if more and more you're in satsang and discovering your true nature, are you able to then have more clarity and distance within the dream enough to even contemplate in it?
Yeah, sometimes. I wouldn't say there are some dreams which still, when they're happening, they seem completely real. And that entity seems completely real. The body seems completely real. So it's still like that. And there are some times where you can just see that it's just a dream. You see? So what I wanted to look one day, which has not happened yet, at least as far as I remember, whatever memory is from there, is whether I can retain some memory of Ananta in that dream. You see, in the dream of the guy with the land, if I can have some memory and tell the story where I'm this guy called Ananta and he has satsang and things like this, and people come and talk to him. Just like I can narrate about that one who has that land, and this happened to the land, and this house is there, and things like that. Yeah. That would be very interesting. If it would happen, and there would be some memory of that happening now in this waking state, in this realm.
So you're also saying that identity also drops
Yes.
within the dream as well
Yes,
as
yes,
you're more
yes.
in satsang, and you're
Well,
not.
no, I said that sometimes it can seem like the identity is completely me, the dream character is completely me, sometimes totally identified, and sometimes it is watched from a distance, this like this. One day actually Om, who used to be in satsang often earlier, said to me, Father, you've sorted out the waking state for me. It's all no suffering here. But there's still like a lot of trouble in the dream state. So can you help me with that? I said, no, for that a dream guru will come. Just like this dream guru came in this dream. It's only a reflection of your inner intuitive presence. Yeah, so the job of this form is to help this realm. Yeah. Huh?
Sorry, did Om give an example of what's a dream trouble?
Yeah, some fear, maybe some nightmares. I'm not sure. I don't
Okay,
remember.
and it was a problem in the waking state that he had
Yes,
a
it was
problem
because
in
some
a dream.
memory is retained.
Uh-huh.
Like many of us say, that I had a terrible night. There were so many nightmares like that. The satsang is feeling like a dream right now, actually. I don't know whether it's a good dream or not. No, just, all is good. Yes, he has the mic first. He can
Yeah.
say, then you.
Father, it's even not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem, but just wanted to share means some fear, like it's funny to talk, like my CA exam fear. That
Exam.
exam fear,
Yes,
it's
yes.
like from last 12 years, at least once in a week, I have a fear, like I have an exam after a month,
Yes.
and I'm preparing. I'm not prepared, and
Yes,
somehow
yeah.
it wake up.
After a month is good
Yeah.
because all Indian children have these dreams.
Yeah.
All of us who've grown up studying in India have these. I don't know whether those who have not also have this. I have this that I've showed up for the wrong exam
Yeah.
and I studied for something else and I showed up. It's so deeply conditioned in all of us that is releasing itself in dreams like this.
It's like after 12, 13 years, still that
Yeah.
comes.
Now look at me, I'm 41 and I'm still having dreams of being in engineering college or school and showing up for the wrong exam, not getting my car breaking down before into this thing. So there's very deep conditioning about these things. Is there for all of us, I feel.
It's coming. Many energy dissolving.
Many
energy dissolving.
energies are dissolving. Yes.
Some difficulty in thinking, but it was so obvious that something is like pushing me in and perhaps pulling me from outside, and it's so attractive, this pushing. I think it's not an idea.
Yes.
This one. And what sustains this mind, it's like an idea that I cannot be or exist without boundaries. And the boundaries that reminded concerns to the story were this tightness. And it was very powerful. And it's very dynamic, this kind of satsang, because we must, for me, I was really feeling invited, concentrate in the inside.
Very good. Yes. Because we are not relying on spiritual concepts anymore. We are relying on our own direct experience. And then when we read a scripture, we read the Ribu Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, and then we read it as like a kindergarten book. It doesn't seem very complicated or abstract or difficult or intellectual. It's just talking about the basic reality which we are experiencing moment to moment.
Yes, I'm happy because if so many people I found don't need this kind of boundaries, it's just a memory, I'm not identified perhaps anymore with this belief.
Yes.
So also some happiness is some trust.
Yes. It's very good.
Also in duality, but okay.
It's
okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. On camera?
I don't mind. I just wanted to share a dream that I had.
Yes.
When we're all talking about dreams. And because, like in the waking state, we get very, we give such reality to sensations.
Yes.
And we say, because I have this sensation, it's like so real.
It's real, yeah.
Yeah. And so I had this dream where I was dreaming and I was in a room, like a bar or something. And then,
bar?
Yeah.
How Irish of you.
I know. And so then in this dream, I fell asleep. I decided to go to sleep. And then I had a dream. And when I was dreaming, I knew that I was dreaming.
Yes.
And in this, there was like some like weather or something. So there was like rain and it was like hitting off my like head. And I was kind of going like, wow, I know this is a dream, but yet it feels so real. Yeah. And then I woke up from that dream but I was still in the bar. So I was back in the bar again. And then I was like still saying, wow, that was so like amazing and so realistic. And then in that dream, then I started to look around for things that could have made those sensations happen when I was asleep. So I was like looking everywhere, trying to find it. And then I found like where I had been sleeping, there was like a drip, some like water dripping, and I was like, oh yeah, so that like must be it. Why I had it, like why I could feel it so much. And then I woke up from those dreams into like this, and then I was just like, wow, as well. And that's all. Just like it's like we have the sensations, and we try to like find something and match them together. And actually, you can't really ever match anything together. Like you can make it up. Oh. Yeah, that's all.
This is very good. I've also had this experience of this iterative dream. So I remember that actually, I don't know if I can reproduce this properly, but I was at my parents' house sleeping over there, and then my father came and woke me up, and I woke up into a dream that I was still asleep. No? And then he came and woke me up. Uh, and then I woke up in this on my own, and I walked out and saw my father was there. You see, so it was like, can really be iterative like this. There's no limit to projection. There's no limit to consciousness. Yeah, yes, yeah.
And this difference is like in the dream, whenever any of this kind of switching happens, that I am in this dream,
Yeah.
through anything like inquiry or any outer incident or anything like that.
You have you do the inquiry in your dream.
Sometimes for example, when I first read Ramavarshi, then I was doing just switches your perception and you realize in the dream. But for me, many times, for the dream me, it many times happened that in the instant of realization, the dream just dissolved and there was this waking state. But I haven't seen any says just like realizing and in from this waking state, and we say that realization is the waking up from the waking state. Then why does the experiencing continues even after the waking from the waking state?
Yes, because the vanishing doesn't have to be so dramatic, you see. Suppose, I mean, suppose that you were to realize yourself completely right now. So what you're saying is, why am I still here?
Experiencing still continues.
Experiencing still continues, in spite of the realization that it's just a dream. That's what you're saying. Okay. But many times dreams also continue.
But in the experience, it is seen that it is continued because like there is interest in the dream or something like that. But if you really
No, not necessarily interest in the dream. Just it's playing. Dream is playing.
okay, maybe it just plays out differently.
Yeah, because you cannot say, for example, children are born. You cannot say their children are interested in life. Yet their life goes on. No? They don't have the concept of interest also yet. They're just born, and yet their life continues. What we can say is that God or consciousness must be finding some joy in it, or like that. You can say divine interest or divine will for the dream to go on.
Yourself in a dream after realizing that it is a dream, still continuing the experiences of dream.
That's what is a lucid dream. No? Yeah.
But you play it only in the beginning for a while, and then you just get bored and you wake up.
No. Many times it's worse because you realize a dream, but it's a nightmare, and you're trying your best to escape the dream. And my usual strategy is to jump off something to escape the dream. Why are we having this satsang?
So actually it is important because it helps us to understand the nature of our waking state, the nature of reality in the waking
when
state.
I'm just, the dream is too much, then something just projects this high space or something, building or something, and I just jump off. I wake up like maybe I am not encouraging any of that. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should start playing. Too many superhero movies.
Yeah, really, Anantaji, when I saw you first time on the for meeting you,
Yeah.
you were really like a Superman flying, and
Oh.
I was in some trouble, and you came to rescue me. But
So
I didn't know at that time
sweet.
that you were Ananta. But
Oh,
when I
yes.
met you, then I realized that it was you.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a very special kind of dream. So
I noticed that in my experience,
May I ask?
dream is made of.
Just after this one, Shanti can come. After this one.
Yeah, that dream is made of thoughts. Like I notice when I go to sleep, there are thoughts, and out of thoughts, like thoughts create the void, kind of void, and somehow it become a dream. And then when I wake up, I wake up with still identity of the dream, and I have to like shake off these thoughts. But these are still thoughts, and I feel like I have to in the morning shake off these thoughts. Like I exist, I am here. Like come back.
Yes.
This way.
Actually, dreams, all these appearances, everything that is experienced phenomenally is made up of the same thing, if we can call it that, which is consciousness. Okay? Room is also made of consciousness, chair is also made up of consciousness. Everything is consciousness.
Yeah, but somehow I notice it's a clear, just made of thoughts. In this way, all is
Yeah,
thoughts.
we can say like that. It's okay. I'm not going to let you guys trick me next time, okay? Okay, Shanti ji can come.
Namaste.
Namaste, my dear.
Thank you so much for your love, Father.
So welcome. Always welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much with beautiful pointings. And I don't know, this life is changing. Nothing outside but from inside, yeah.
Very good, very good.
And I can share many what the outcomes, but I don't know. It's right time to share or just leave it. Maybe you know what I know.
Yes.
Um, yeah, people are identifying something different in me.
Okay.
So
This is good.
I just stay silent and quiet at this moment. So I just thought to let you know it and leave all this at your feet too. Sometimes when I come home, I start thinking about it over and over, but then I think, no, this is just thoughts. No, don't dwell on it. So at that stage, I leave that beautiful scene. So whatever is appearance is happening and what others are noticing, it's your grace there.
Very good. Very good.
In Guruji's grace.
As long as we are allowing everything to unfold without picking up ideas about ourselves, then we are not adding on any new conditioning. We are allowing this beautiful process of dissolution of conditioning to happen. Then to find that you are this unassociated presence, this consciousness. It's very simple.
Yeah.
No ideas, no concepts, not even the most spiritual concepts. We must not hold on to any idea. The sometimes what happens with spiritual concepts is that we feel like I must remember this. I must hold on to this one. Needs to be remembered is not the truth. That which needs to be held on to is also not the truth. The truth is always here. There is no need for any concept of what is here. I am here. I am aware. This awareness has no want, has no available in direct experience.
Mm.
This is very good. So this dissolution of mental knowledge and coming to this place of just freshness in the now is freedom.
Mm.
And very soon you will not be able to even make your report card. So if I say, so Shantiji, what's happening with you now? You say, now I just am. What's happening otherwise? I can just tell you some phenomenal things, but not really important, you see.
Mm. Yeah. There's something I wanted to check. I think, it's like when we want to ask question. There is no question, but sometimes, it's like that voice wants to play up.
Say again.
And,
Sometimes you want to ask a question, but there's no question.
yes. And we have to think and formulate a question.
You have to think and formulate. Yes.
Formulate a question. Then the thinking mind, you have to form a thinking mind or create a thinking mind or somehow manufacture a mind to think.
Yes.
Then to put the structure of a sentence or a language, how to put it. Is this like is there, from there is no communication, what I'm seeing, what I'm sensing. So to put a question or to have a conversation, you have to put a language and a structure. It's like how you communicate to us. There's a language and a structure, but from that within that place, there is no language. And again, you have to use the mind to think, is this what I'm checking this because some psycho AI, and then I said, who's creating this structure or a sentence or how to create it? Is this, and then it's like in the world form, we have to express it. That's why we do it, isn't it? I'm not very sure how to express this question or to how to express this what I'm.
Yes.
But also I want to expose it because when it happens, I do not know how to formulate a questions or to put a somehow a paragraph or put a language to it. What you see or what is happening there or what is experienced.
Yes.
So if it's something like my tendency, then I'm exposing it to you to create out for clarity to flow. But if it's too seen, then from deeper sense, then help me to understand this. This is one. And there is two more.
Yeah, one is good. Wait. So we start with this one. In this realm, you find that there are two seeming voices which are available to us. Most are relying on this one voice, which is called the voice of the mind, that which is the ego's voice, the voice of the non-existent person. You see, which is the voice like this, that I want this is the way it should be, this is the kind of question I must ask, I hope he gives me this kind of answer. All of this is the mind voice, mental voice. You see? So then the mind itself comes and says, but if you don't rely on this voice, then you will be lost. You see, it says if you don't rely on my voice, you will be lost. But what is experienced, and that needs a little bit of trust to begin with, well, it doesn't need, but usually requires a little bit of trust to begin with, is the letting go of this mental voice. Then leads to the intuitive voice, which has no need. It is not desiring anything. It is not concerned about any outcomes. And this intuitive
Yes.
presence is the true presence. It is not pretending to be the person anymore. In fact, it is wiping out the conditioning of the false personhood now. And this presence itself has always been running our life, but mostly been pretending to be personal, now coming to the running of the presence itself. So this presence itself can perform any function in the world. You see, this intuitive presence can also play any role very intuitively in the world. It can also pretend to play this back to freedom, because we are so used to having the guidance of a voice. Therefore, consciousness itself creates this qualitatively more loving, more peaceful, more spacious voice called intuition, which is there to seem to guide the non existent one to come to the reality of what it is. So, even when we let go of the mental voice, it is not that we are left without guidance. There is an emergence of this intuitive voice which doesn't have to speak in words. It can just be an urge to go left instead of right. It can just be an urge to just follow something. We can say following our heart or something like that. You see? So as we start relying more and more on this intuitive presence, you find that it is aiding you to get rid of all conditioning that is there, but not for any sort of personal benefit, just to the dropping of all conditioning. You see, many want to access their intuition so that they can become better people, but intuition will not help with that. You see, it is only for the dissolution of personhood.
It's good.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, it's been a long satsang, and we lost our moderator disconnected. Let me say thank you.
Oh,
Thank you all so very much for joining. Guru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Anantaji ki Jai.
And I'm presuming this broadcast will end on its own. Or it might. Oh, moderator's back. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Okay, my dear, thank you so much. We can end the broadcast now. Is she there? Stacy is there?
She seems frozen.
Frozen, yes. It's been a challenging day on the Hangout. You can read the typing, she can end. Stacy, can you hear us? End the broadcast now, or we'll just sit here? You can exit.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm back.
Hello, my dear.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. It's thank you for your patience, actually. That's good. That's good. Sometimes technology can be challenging like this. It's okay, but it brings much greater gifts than the challenges it brings. You know? The gift is that we can sit together like this from all over the world. So beautiful. Just have imagined this. So it's okay. We can live with the little bit of challenges it gives us sometimes. It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can end the broadcast. Actually, we finished. We were waiting for you to join.
You're waiting for me to join so I could end it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I love you. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, my love.